All right, y'all, what it do? What it do? What it do? Your boy is back on the grind one more time. Your boy's back at it again, you guys. And I'm talking a little bit softly right now because the son is back there sleeping. First time I've seen him in like 9 days. We just got back from vacation from Cabo. That break was much needed, you guys. Man, all we did was absolutely nothing. When I'm talking like nothing, 8 a.m., we went out to the pool, laid there until like 4 p.m. and then went and got something to eat. And we were probably in bed by like 7, 8 o'clock. We didn't do a damn thing, you guys. Anyways, y'all, this video is actually gonna be kind of an update and kind of to catch you up on all the cars that I have. Now, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I definitely told myself that I wasn't gonna do 4 cars again. And right now, what do you know? I have 4 cars, man. Oh man, it's addicting, but I guess there could be far worse things out there, right? So anyways, this is just to simply get you guys caught up. So there's gonna be some talking in this video, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be cutting in and out of different clips and things that I'm talking about so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing and where my vision is going with some of these cars. Let's talk about the Caprice, okay? So the 78 Caprice Classic hasn't been getting as much love over the past few years as it normally has prior, but it's a good car, man. I've dabbled with the idea of selling it too, just because I haven't really been driving it. And not only that, I don't know. I don't really want to say that I've grown out of like love for it, I guess you could say, but I don't know, man. I guess my passion for that car is still there, but I feel like I almost just kind of like not want to drive it because it's just so nice of a car and there's really nothing like it out there as far as, you know, the type of build that I went with it, just kind of totally sleeper with a nice engine and drivetrain in it. And you don't really see those type of cars out there like that. You either see them in the big wheel culture or on the flip side of it, some people might put rallies on it and, you know, not put the engine that I have in it, but they might put 350 in it or build it up a little bit or whatever. So, or you see them kind of completely stock. So, but for the most part, you kind of see them run down. So my car is pretty unique. Now, with that being said, people made some offers on it. I wasn't even entertaining it. There was one guy that seemed somewhat serious. He said he was going to actually send me the money the next day, called me that night and backed out. I don't know why, but he did. So anyways, to make a long story short, I still have it. So I'm not really like in a rush to sell it. I'm not even really pushing to sell it. I've never listed it for sale. I've actually posted on my Instagram that I'm thinking about selling it, and I kind of, you know, toyed with the idea and just kind of threw it out there. And, you know, the post, the couple times that I did it went just super crazy and so many shares and people were commenting and messaging me and blah, 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 but nothing ever came of it. So anyways, that's where it's at right now. Like I said, I haven't pushed to sell it. I know that if I push to sell it or if I do like a raffle or something like on it, I think it would do really well. But I don't know. It's kind of like one foot in, 1 foot out. You know, like I do, but I don't. You know, so I don't know. Anyways, we still have it, and we'll keep it this off season. Kind of just see what happens next. But let's talk about the Regal. So the Regal is at a standstill right now, you guys. It's hasn't. I don't even know if it's been worked on, to be quite honest. My buddy that's doing the work on it, and not anything negative to him. He actually he's having some family things, and I don't want to put his business out there, but he just hasn't been able to work on it. His son is having some complications, and he's put that on the back burner, which is totally fine with me. He's a really good friend of mine. He's actually doing me a favor to work on that car. So however long as it takes, it is what it is, you guys. And I want it done right. There's some things that I'm having him do to it that are custom, and I don't really want him to rush the job. So I want his mind just totally focused on the task at hand when he's working on it, and then when he's not working on it, he can spend time with his family. But what I have been working on is a custom kind of center cup holder console, so to speak. And so I have a picture. I'll insert that right here. My buddy Dwayne from the Griffin Brothers, shout out to you, brother. He's been working on this for me and it looks totally dope. So what I did is I made a cardboard template. I sent him the template and then he created this out of that template. So man, I think that's gonna be super dope. And speaking of that, I have this interior right here that I'm gonna send to him. He had messaged me asking me if I had any extra interior that I could send to him or a sample. And I said, no, man, I don't even have the car. I do have some of like the panels and stuff like that, but sometimes the panels can be a little bit darker or off a little bit from the actual seats or the upholstery inside of the car. But I remembered that I had this right here. So this is actually a gray material that I got. It's a GM colored gray way back when. That I got for my center console that I made for the box Chevy the first time, the one that I made. I got this because I couldn't find the blue to match the Caprice, so I just went with a neutral color, which was this, and this is a leftover that I have. So this should be plenty for him to wrap over that new cup holder center console. So that's gonna be super dope, you guys. The edges of it light up. And I can always put cup holders in there that light up as well too. I don't think he's gonna send me ones that light up, so that's gonna be a nice addition to that car, especially with the half console that it has in it already. But other than that, there's some other custom things that I'm gonna do to the car, but we'll reveal those later. As you guys know, if you don't, now you do. I have wheels for it as well with a custom center decal logo on the center cap, and those are gonna look super sick on there, you guys. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at with that, so stay tuned for that. Also, what I have planned for that too is just really cleaning up the engine on that thing, doing some nice subtle touches on the engine, not going totally crazy on it, but leaving it mostly stock. We got some things working with that, so you guys stay tuned. Again, I'm gonna kind of clean up the engine bay as well. I might even purchase some parts from Goose Performance, so shout out to you, Goose brother, thank you. So money is a concern for me because I do run out of money for these car builds, but these are just kind of like wish list things that I'm going to get done, but some of it I will get done. Some of it has priority over others, let's just say that. So let's go to the Chevelle. What we have going on with that is the wife actually told me, go ahead, get that car ready for hot August nights 2025. Your boy is already booked. Well, the hotel is booked, but the hotel is booked and I can't register for the actual event until I think after November 4th is what their website says. So if I was a previous participant from last year, that I could register now, but I can't register right now, I have to wait. But the hotel is already booked, so we got that booked. And I got a plug for a rental truck that I always get from Enterprise Rent-A-Car. If you guys didn't know, Enterprise Rent-A-Car has a truck division where they actually rent out new trucks that can tow. Usually they're 3/4 ton and heavier. So anytime I have to tow a long distance, I always just go with them. I used to work for Enterprise a long time ago, so I still have some good connects there as well too. But I've always known that they had a truck rental department, so I always just rent trucks from them. They put the miles on their cars, they're brand new. If anything happens, they have roadside, all that stuff as well too. So anything happens damage-wise to the car, you just get their damage waiver. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whatever happens to the car, it's all good. Obviously, unless you're, reckless driving and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's a good deal. They did put mileage restrictions, though. They used to be unlimited, but they did put mileage restrictions on some of the towing and going out of state. So, but I think the miles that they offer should cover me to Reno and back. If not, it's like 25 cents a mile or something after that. I already have the trailer, so now it's just getting the vehicle ready. So that's kind of like almost like first priority now. Then I'm gonna be taking it to Hot August night. So if you're going, man, definitely look me up, send me a message, let me know you guys are going there. It's like a year away, but still gotta plan for it now. So I think first things first, I've been wanting to change the fuel tank in that car. I have to upgrade some of the fueling on that car as well. Then I have to finish getting it dynoed and tuned. And then I think the next step on that car will be to install AC. So those are kind of like my goals that I want to get done with that car, especially going to Reno. I definitely want to have AC. So hopefully I can get that done, and then shoot, we'll be good to go with that vehicle. Anyways, that's kind of it with that. That car is pretty much, dialed in for the most part. I do want to finish the stereo system on it, maybe put some subs in it at some point, but and obviously do the trunk too as well. But that's not anything that I want to do right now. First things first, gas tank fueling, finish the dyno. Get it tuned and put AC in it. So that's going on with that. And I did promise you guys a walk around, how much did it cost type video on that vehicle. So that will be coming sometime soon as well. And lastly, the 92 Cutty. So I call this my newer old school. And if you guys didn't know, I labeled this project 2090s. So I love the 90s, I love the 80s, I love the 90s. And I thought it would be kind of dope to keep that vehicle all 90s. But you know, maybe some subtle kind of upgrades here. So that's why I called it 2090s project, or project 2090s. Now, with that being said, you guys, let me show you this right here. When I say I'm keeping this thing all 90s, I'm keeping it all 90s, you guys. This is a legit pull out Alpine with the green little, what they call these chiclets back in the day, the green chiclets. This whole thing lights up green. If I have a picture, I'll insert it here. But man, this thing is super clean. I got this from an eBay seller in Canada, just right over the border for us here. And he actually sent me 2 units. Now, I knew that I was gonna get 2 units, but I didn't know that one of them was only gonna have 1 harness in the sleeve. I must have not caught that part, but you know, whatever, no biggie. I'm gonna try to see if I can find one. I probably won't be able to find a sleeve for it and a harness, but we'll see. But it is a legit pull out. Man, how long has it been since you guys seen one of these? Seriously, you guys, man, totally crazy. But anyways, with this being said, now I purchased this because I was gonna get 2, which I did. Well, the whole idea was to keep one, sell one originally, but I'm gonna see which one kind of fits my car overall, and then we'll kind of just go from there. And then worst case, I could still sell one and get some of my money back. Also, 2, thinking about some wheels, you guys, thinking about some wheels. Back in the 90s, it was simple. You know, stereo, wheels, maybe a paint job, maybe not. I did have a paint job in the 90s, but I didn't have it immediately, like at first, but eventually I got one. And then that's it, you guys. Back then, super simple. Just beats, rims, riding, and you were all good. So that's what I'm thinking about, you guys. So get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm actually really excited about this build or about this project because, I don't know, it's just something new. It's just something different. And I was talking to a car buddy the other day, and he had messaged me about that car. And he goes, dude, he was like, man, I was actually thinking about getting, what do you say, like a 90-something Grand Prix. And he was thinking about putting a stereo in it and just some gold, some center gold spokes on it with some Vogues, and then calling it good. But it's kind of cool that me and him are kind of thinking the same kind of style on a similar car. So I thought that was pretty dope. But anyways, I was talking to him and I was telling him that that this car has actually kind of like reinvigorated my, I don't want to say my passion, but just kind of give me a little kick in the butt to kind of start to get going and working on these cars again. Because I'll be honest, I was getting really burnt out on the Chevelle, on the Caprice, just not so much the Regal, just because it's kind of been out of sight, out of mind, and I really haven't been working on it. But I haven't really been super motivated to kind of like get it back, you know, either at least just yet. I don't know, you guys. It's just I don't know, just kind of working on the same stuff, and you know, this is kind of just something new, like something that I'm not gonna go all in on. And my goal is just to kind of make it simple and make it fun and kind of take me back to those 80s and 90s days, you know, right here, and just make it fun again, you guys, and not worry about going too crazy on it, at least right now. and just enjoying the dang car. And it's a convertible, and it's something that me and my family can go in, ride, and get good gas mileage. It only has a 3.1 V6, and then just go from there. So, but, and this is the last thing before I close out this video, I have been toying with the idea, once I kind of get everything done, if I still have this car, I've been toying with the idea of supercharging it. Now, not to go in grave detail on this, but back in the days, that's one thing that they didn't do on these cars is supercharge them. They did make a 3.4 dual overhead cam version, which actually got quite some power. I think I had that engine on my Grand Prix, but I really can't remember. It's been so long ago. But I had a 92 Grand Prix, and I thought that I had that engine, but if not, oh good. And I wanted the 3.4 originally, but then when I saw this car and saw how clean it was, and it only had the 3.1, it wasn't a deal breaker. And in my research on the 3.4 and the 3.1, the 3.1 is actually less maintenance involved on the 3.1 versus the 3.4 for numerous reasons, but not to get into that. But I knew the 3.4 or the transverse mounted engine, the 60-degree style mounted engine, which makes it a front wheel drive car. I knew they had some 3.8s and so on that were supercharged back in the days. So I did some research, and a few people have done a 3.8 liter supercharged engine from like a later model Grand Prix, GTP. Those are supercharged. I think the similar engines came in the Monte Carlo SS, and I think the Pontiac G6 if you want to go a little bit newer. People have transitioned that drivetrain into the 90s Cutlass. And it's not a common thing to do, but it can be done. And I did find a thread that somebody had did it, and he says you can do it. It's involved, but it's not as hard as people think it is. But you need pretty much the entire drivetrain of the donor car. So, let's just say engine, transmission. You need the motor mounts, you need the harness, you need the ECU, and a couple other odds and ends in order to make that work in my car, the 92 Cutlass. So that's not totally off the books yet, but it is for right now because I have so many other things to do and I don't have an unlimited budget. So at some point, that would be cool to do, but not right now. But I have been plotting and thinking about it for sure. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video. It's probably longer than I wanted to talk. So hopefully I didn't bore you guys. But anyways, I'm really excited about this build. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about everything. And like I said, this car has kind of kicked me in the butt a little bit to kind of get going. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, definitely think about subscribing, y'all. Hit that notification bell. All that good stuff, y'all. Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Again, do all that good stuff, y'all. Deuces. Peace out.